Hello everybody, welcome to Season 3, Round 1 here in Bahrain for the Torpedo League. Let's get ready for what's going to be a good qualifying session. We have a new driver, sort of, Buller, who's coming in to replace another. I'm not exactly sure why. I'm joined tonight by a good friend, Clint, or Trigger. So hello, Clint.
Hello again. How are we all? Hope everyone is well. And yes, we are live on the YouTube channel for the Bahrain Grand Prix of Season 3, Race 1.
So
and it's going to look like to be...
I'm just getting the YouTube comments up quickly, just so I can read everybody's comments.
And we are green in the pit lane. Race telemetry up.
Thank you. We've got 6 viewers and 5 comments already. I imagine most of those are Kyle.
Probably. Hello, Kyle. Nice of you to join us.
Sorry if there's a noise of a fan. I'm just kind of leaning over at the moment, just trying to have a look at the track map here of Bahrain. Okay, so quali is started, and a few cars are coming out now. There's Q-Tip, who's out at the moment as well, with Kimi, Manu just coming out of the pits, Fairs as well. And we are going to go on board with Q-Tip because he appears to be the lead driver.
Indeed. I will go on board with TRT Kimi. So, predictions and Scotty Boy.
Predictions. Going off of last season, I'm gonna go for pole. I mean,
right.
The Ferraris.
Okay.
Ferraris look strong. I believe Fairs is also in Ferrari. So
yes.
Yeah, they look strong. Other than that, I mean, I know the pace that Buller has, but I do think there are a lot of underdogs. For example, I think Yano could be a bit of an underdog. Jackson, Charlie could put in a strong one as well.
Wales Pips as well.
Yeah. What about you?
He seems to be pretty strong. Obviously, looking back at the F2 race yesterday, Buller drove an outstanding race.
Very quick.
Both feature race and sprint race, right? I mean, I couldn't fault that guy. You know, obviously him being my teammate and all in Trident, right? I could not fault him whatsoever. You know?
He's extremely quick.
He's extremely quick, right? He won both races, and you know, I am gonna go with him for pole position today.
I think it's fairly understandable, especially, you know, again, as you said, looking at last night. And he went from, I think he came from 8th to finish 1st in the sprint race.
Yes, I mean,
and that was including battling with other drivers, so which of course are going to destroy the tyres, and he still managed to bring it home in time.
Exactly.
Obviously, Q-Tip, he has gone purple in the first sector. That is probably because he is the first driver out, but he is on mediums.
Bearing in mind, obviously, no lap times have been made yet,
yeah,
so
of course.
You know, everyone's going to be going purple in the first sector, second sector, and you know, it will just be the last sector that will be decided. TRT Kimi coming down the final sector, coming up to the penultimate corner, or shall I say the final corner, onto the start finish straight.
Well, there's yellow flags, that's just drivers slowing down. It appears to be Buller.
And he goes P1 with the 127.990 and then gets knocked down to second by Q-Tip.
Oh, and then Miguel comes across the line, and that's Colpo.
Colpo goes first. 126.237. H1 Giotto.
Giotto, wow.
Former EDL driver. 126.242. Who else is? Then Buller is on the lap now. Going around the. Just crossed the first sector, gone purple. Excuse me.
And Bioweapon, he's gone 7th. He is 3.7 seconds off of the leader. See anybody else? There appears to be a a Mercedes. That's Tom Coronel, but he's going slowly. Well, Branny looks like he's either about to finish a lap or he's about to start one. See him come out the final corner, coming down to the line. Where does that put him? He goes 4th, 6 tenths off. There appears to be a couple of cars slowing down around the mid sector. That's the Red Bull of Miguel. As Buller comes around, he's going to try and get himself maybe into the top 5. I think he's got the pace for his first lap round. Yep, he goes 3rd. Really good lap there. 800ths off. As you see Colpo coming around the last corner, it looks like he's going to the pits, looks fairly slow, and he is.
Buller's gone P3, 126.317 in the Renault.
We've seen Charlie.
Who else has not done a lap yet? Ivan Rowe 811 is on a lap. Going to the complete sector 2.
And Tom Coronel is coming down to the last corner. Let's see what type of time he can put in. He is on the mediums currently. I think his first lap got invalidated because he says it's done 1 lap on them. And he's gone 6th.
Ivan has gone purple in sector 2.
Ooh.
He's on a very, very good lap.
And there is...
Sorry if everyone can hear my phone going off. I do apologise. And Ivan has bailed. He's coming into the pits. So, why always pits? Coming round to complete the sector 2 on his outlap in the new and improved Alpha Tauri.
He looked quick in the pre-season testing. There weren't many drivers, but I think he got himself 2nd in the end compared to Fairs, which isn't bad. Let's see if he can get himself into the top 10 in this lap, and I imagine he will. He's gone board for his flying lap here. Taking a wide line there, going into the turn there. He's going through the series of rights and lefts.
Ooh, why always Pips gets
Tight
right
there.
out of control there and invalidates his lap time.
Ah, that's a shame. He's good. Probably just try and cool the tyres down a bit. I know there isn't. I don't think there's. What's the settings on? Is it on surface only?
Surface only, yeah.
Okay, so he's probably just going to try and nurse it back around, maybe go for another lap, but he's going to save all that ARS and probably a lot of fuel as well.
Yes.
Just to be better safe than sorry. I think there's a bit of a glitch on my screen because it says that Q-Tip has the fastest lap, when in fact he's in 11th.
Yes, he is. The person who has the fastest lap is Colpo. So why always Pips comes round the final corner.
Hopefully this time he doesn't invalidate the lap.
And he comes into the pit lane. And I forgot to put the pit assist on. What a moron. Forgot to turn it off. Oops.
So the drivers that haven't put a time in yet are Codzilla,
Sorry, Thomas.
Waiwo's Pips, Ivan, and Manu.
So Giotto is on another lap now. Gone around turns 1 and 2, coming up to turn 3. Gets a bit wide in the Alfa Romeo.
And apparently Tom didn't have enough fuel to do another lap, that's why he came in the end.
Right, okay.
So Kyle making a prediction that he thinks Copo wins today. I think that's a pretty safe bet. I think he's one of the top. If you were to pick 5 drivers that would have, be within a shout, I think Copo could do it.
Yeah. But I reckon Buller and Giotto are going to give him a good run for his money.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
And Tom saying, Clint, you moron. So he's gone for the a bit more of a PG version, I'm sure, of what he's thinking. Right?
Yes. And Giotto has gone purple in sector 2 and gets a really wide out of the penultimate corner and invalidates his lap time.
Ah, that's a shame.
So it's a shame for him.
He's very close to Copo. I'm kind of even though Copo is on the mediums, that's still pretty impressive. And Carl's saying, I could have won today if I had ever actually raced. You think that, Kyle.
Down the start-finish straight to finish his lap, and
he's not
doesn't
gone fast.
improve.
Oh, Q-Tip gone third. It's the exact same time as Buller. Wow. And saying that, Charlie and Dammers, the teammates, they're only separated by 1,000th of a second.
Wow. That is close.
Close racing, wow. And Leon chipping in there saying that he also too thinks that he could have won today if he raced. Now that's more realistic than Kyle, to be brutally honest. And I can't talk because I got kicked out of the league for being basically too slow, but let's move on. I'm a commentator, not a driver. Oh, and Charlie's gone top. Charlie and
Buller's
Buller.
gone second.
Yeah.
Wow. Good lap there by Buller. Looking very, very, very strong. Obviously having plenty of practice from the last night's F2 race.
But an unfortunate thing, I guess for the rest of the drivers, is that both Colpo and Fez, who I'd put down as being some of the fastest on the grid, are on medium. So too is Jackson.
Yes, indeed.
So clearly they're going more for strategy than race position, which I don't blame them for with this type of race. I mean, I think in the past this one's been, well, there's been quite a few safety cars around here, so
yeah.
I think starting on the mediums isn't a bad idea. Who else is on the lap? Fez still in the pits. Colpo's coming into the pits. A lot of drivers coming into the pits, so clearly I think they're probably thinking about just chucking on a set of tyres and then just going for it in the closing stages of the session. I'm going to go on board with Giotto here. No, I'm not.
I am going to ride on board with oh, Dammers has gone fastest. 1:26.123.
Wow.
And I believe he will come into the pit. So I'm going to go on board with Tom Coronel, who has set a purple sector 2 on the soft tyres. So I reckon some of these drivers are going to go from softs to mediums or soft to hards.
And Giotto, unlucky there. He had a really good lap going, and unfortunately just lost it on the outside curb. After
and Tom Coronel goes
right.
fastest, 1:25.287. Outstanding lap.
Cars.
Wow. In the black Mercedes. Woo.
You sure you put this on to
Surface
equal
only
cars.
100%.
Should put onto equal
100%.
cars. I feel that's
100%.
pretty representative. Although saying that though, the hash
100%.
shouldn't be in 2-3, but so I think Giotto, he might. I mean, it looks like he's conserved his ERS, so it looks like he probably will go for another lap. We'll stay on board with him just in case. Hopefully it doesn't invalidate the next lap as well. Oh no, he's coming into the pits. That's unfortunate. Apparently, Tom has got footage of Manu blocking me. So I assume that'll be well, that's going to be under review after the race. As we're going to watch Fairs actually, see what he can do. He's now on the soft tyre, so I imagine he'll be a lot quicker. I'm going to put him somewhere. He might be able to get second. I think he's got enough pace.
Well, I'm on board with Fairs now.
Oh, okay. I'll go on to someone else. There appears to be enough
Go
Terry
on
actually
board with
somewhere.
Granny. I don't think we give him enough TV time.
He's like the Carlos Sainz of the league.
Yeah. No TV time, man.
I'll go back onto Fairs, see what's going on.
Well, he is currently coming down to turn 10. Nice and clean through there. Hits the apex nice and perfect. Opens the DRS. Gets the slipstream off of Jackson.
I might have actually lost him a bit of time considering he swerved down the straight.
Yes, he might have done. Well, he's coming to finish sector 2. And he is 9/10 up on his time, but not purple.
So it's
He
looking,
might improve.
it's looking more and more likely he'll get that second place.
He needs to have a decent sector 3.
So a lot of speed
Gets
there.
too
in that
much
last
on the
corner. Wow.
curb. Gets too much on the curb there. It does go
FP2,
second.
wow.
1:25.466.
Good lap. Really clean last
Oh.
sector actually there. I know he went a little bit wide, but I think that he carried a lot of speed, and I think that was almost the best case scenario. I think if he'd gone any wider,
Yes.
that would have really damaged his lap.
So I'm riding on board with Jackson, who has started a lap now. Opens DRS, coming up to turn 3. No, turn 4, sorry.
And Leon's saying Tom's lap is really, really impressive. Well, if he does manage to get pole, then we'll be able to see that lap on Instagram. And talking about Instagram, go follow Torpedo League on Instagram, so you can see pole laps, you can see standings from both the races and the championships, from both the driver's point and also the constructors.
Yep. And also go follow the Elite Drivers League on YouTube and Twitch if you can. That'd be much appreciated. So Jackson gets the slipstream off Granny. And down the back straight.
And I'm currently watching now Tom on his lap, going down to turn 10.
Jackson is 400ths down on his time at the moment, so I don't think he is going to improve. He's on the medium tyres at the moment. And Jeeves has joined. Jeeves is finally here.
And Tom has gone fastest in the second sector. I thought that was fast. I didn't know it was that quick. He was really
Jackson
revving he's revving the hell out of that engine. He's come down to the last corner. There are yellow flags. You can see McLaren, who was going slowly. And
We
Tom,
are on the final
third place.
seconds.
What a lap. What a lap.
What a lap there by Tom. Why always pips? Buller is
course,
on an
yeah.
outlap. Where is Buller on the track? I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, he has. It's a timing glitch. So he has crossed the line. Miguel has finished in P12. Q-Tip has moved up into P6, knocking Buller down to P7. But we're riding on board now with Buller.
I'm going to go on board with Giotto, see what's going on here.
Right, okay.
See if he can go any quicker than his P9. I think he could do. There's quite a bunched up pack here from P7 to P9.
Buller gets it all out of control. He's a 10th down at the moment. I don't think he's going to improve, so I think P7 is going to be the maximum he can do. Going round turn 10, nice and clean. Hitting the apex nicely there, getting in the slipstream of Ivan. And why always Pips.
Oof. And Giotto's gone fastest in the second sector there. He went a little bit wide. It looked like it was a bit of a lag actually, I think, from Giotto. And it looked almost like he got hit.
It will be a bit of lag, yeah.
It's turned in.
So,
good corner there, smooth exit.
And Ivan and Buller. Oh, Ivan hitting Buller there.
Oh, really? Giotto, he's gone P7. Good lap, actually. He's gone 3 seconds quicker than his previous lap.
And Buller has backed out. Ivan impeded Buller's lap there.
And make sure he sends in that clip.
Yes, I will.
You clip it or something, I don't know.
If you can hear us, mate, make sure you send in your clip to the Torpedo League, guys. Because I saw that live. Well, it's not live on stream, but I saw that myself and he impeded your lap time. 100%. I
agree with James, or no, Leon here, saying close quali, like it. Yeah, really close quali actually. If you look, the top 10 are all covered underneath a second. So really good pace. Unfortunately, both Ivan and Bio being kind of the odd ones out, being well, over 3 seconds slower than the rest of the pack. And Buller showing his frustration with what happened, saying, what even was that? And Tom in disbelief about getting P3, saying, what the hell did I just do? I don't know, Tom, to be honest. But anyway, Tom Coronel, pole position. I think I didn't watch his lap, but really good lap from him, and he is almost 2/10 faster than Fairs, so really strong from Tom. And do you think he can carry that into the race, or do you think that will be eaten up by the rest of them?
Well, it's hard to say, really. Obviously, Godzilla, Yano, they'll be doing a longer stint. The rest of the drivers, they'll obviously be pitting on lap 11, 12, I'd say.
Yeah.
And obviously the medium tyres, they could probably go for another extra 2 laps, I'd say, but it depends on how many laps they've done on those sets. For the race, I would probably say Giotto's definitely got good race pace.
Yep.
Buller, 100% good race pace. Jackson, obviously, is nowhere to be seen by the looks of it. No offense, Jackson, but
not exactly season 2 pace, but
why always Pips could possibly take the race win if he has good race pace.
Yeah. So as we're about to start the formation lap, I know you kind of just talking about it then.
I'll let you call the start.
Well, as we're about to start it, what do you think's going to be? Well, 2 questions. What do you think's the podium's going to be? Who do you think's going to have the fastest lap?
Ooh, no, that's a tough one. I would probably say Tom Coronel will have the fastest lap. And the podiums, I'm going to go with Tom, Fairs, and no, why was Pips, Fairs, and then Tom?
Fair enough. I'm going to take a safe bet. I'm going to say Tom, Fairs, I think Colpo, but Buller isn't a bad shout because I've seen his pace around this track before, and I think he could be battling. Also, but another thing we've got to take into account is penalties, because this track is quite annoying one when it's unstrict.
Yes. So we have Tom Coronel on pole position, Fairs in second alongside. Why was Pips on the second row with Colpo alongside him? TRT Kimmy in 5th, Charlie MG 06 in 6th, Giotto in 7th, Dammers in 8th, Q-Tip in 9th, Buller in 10th, Godzilla in 11th, Yano in 12th, Granny in 13th, Miguel in 14th, Jackson in 15th, it's Manu in 16th, Ivan Bow in 17th, and Bioweapon in 18th. And there you see the pit stop strategies.
Oh yes, boy.
So for the people who are on the medium tyres, they will more than likely go on to the hards, and the people who are on the soft tyres will be going on to the mediums.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But we could all see that change.
It is quite interesting actually looking at the top 10 is full of soft tyres and then the rest are just full of mediums.
Indeed.
And
But it's going to be an exciting race.
a quick apology to everyone that's watching on YouTube. The fastest lap thing for Q-Tip has stayed up, so we're going to have that on unfortunately during the race. But we will commentate on.
So, two stop strategies. So soft, medium, soft, hard.
Depends on the type of driver, I think.
Yes, I do as well.
Because this track is
I
very bad
know
in
these
terms of
drivers
tyre
can
wear.
I know these drivers can do one stops. So here we go. We are going to get ready for lights out, and I will hand it over to Scott.
Here we go. I'm going to have to take a bit from Crofty here because I can't think of anything else other than lights out, and away we go. As the drivers line up towards the grid, it's giving me a predicted pit stop strategy all of a sudden now from AWS with a useless statistic. As it's 5 red lights.
Timing glitch.
It's a bit of a timing glitch.
Revs are up.
Who got lights out? And away
Buller
we
has
go.
a drive-through penalty for jump starting.
We go flying down into the
dear.
first corner. Fairs and Tom side by side. Oh no, Fairs got an amazing start there. Tom and Colbo trying to make it through into the first corner. However, Tom gets the better of Colbo. As Tom in P4, he's only been pushed down one position.
Yeah. Giotto's in P5. Fighting with Charlie MG06 for the 5th place position, and they look like they were going wheel to wheel there.
Close battle. Charlie looked like he got a little bit of a squirm on there through that little section, the S section.
Buller needs to do his drive-through penalty as soon as possible so we don't lose too much time.
Oh, and that is Miguel. Miguel did reset to track.
Did you catch that on live on stream?
I caught that on the full track map.
Right, okay.
You could see he was off track and he came back on very quickly. So unless he has teleportation powers,
Leon,
then...
if you actually saw that on the track map, if you could replay that back and then have a look to see if he actually reset it on track, that would be a great help.
Big lock up from Dammers coming into the second to last corner.
And they are pretty close together still. Will Buller come into the pits to do his drive-through penalty? No, he doesn't. He stays.
Here we go. Position change. So Jackson, he's moved up the most.
We're seeing a move. We're seeing Charlie making a move on Giotto here, down on the inside, going into turn 1, and there's still wheel to wheel. Oh. And Giotto still keeps the position, but Charlie's gonna have... No, Charlie hasn't got DRS yet, because DRS don't start until lap 3, so sorry about that. But, ooh, Charlie gets a right good exit out of turn 4.
Oh, there's a battle between Godzilla and Kimmy as they go through into the S section. A bit of contact going into it. Into the right as they switch over to the left. There is yellow flags. Wait, who was that? Who was that?
Tom Cornell has spun.
Oh, it's a Ferrari 1-2. It's a Ferrari 1-2, and Tom. Why always Pips? He's in 3rd place. So he's not moved from his pole. Sorry, where he qualified in qualifying. He's got a quite comfortable gap to Giotto. If he can manage that gap and start to pull away and keep within DRS of Colpo, he might be able to stay with those Ferraris. But with Giotto's pace, it could close up fairly quickly. Oh, and there's another spinner, that is Ivan.
He's taken a 10th. Oh no, he's lost a 10th now.
And Ivan has spun.
Oh dear.
I'm going to... Sorry if I won't be answering many questions in chat. I'm just getting a track map up so I can know what turns they are, so I'm not just calling them
That's
blindly. Fez, he's got the fastest lap of the race at 1:30.2.
Miguel is looking to make a move on the teammate in the Red Bull of Bioweapon. Looking to be very unstable in that Red Bull car. Gets the slipstream. Gets pushed.
There's
He's taking the outside line.
There's a solid midfield battle here. You've got Charlie trying to make a pass on Tom Coronel.
And
side by side going into
they're still side
turn
by
4.
side, and does Charlie make? No, he doesn't. They're still wheel to wheel.
Side by side into turn 5.
Oh, this is
back over to turn
suicide.
6.
Oh, he spun again.
Oh, the stupid camera angles.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, his race has gone from amazing
bad to worse.
He went from pole
no.
position to spinning to
I
another
knew
spin.
that was going to end badly for Tom. I knew that was going to end badly for him. Oh, that is such a shame.
The trouble is, from personal experience, you have to leave so much space if you're going to go side by side there. If you're on that, if you're on the inside for turn 5 and you're going across into turn 6, it is suicide being side by side, as you say.
It is absolute suicide. But Buller's last chance, and that was Dan was locking up his front right brakes.
Bioweapon with a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. The 2 Red Bulls at the back there. But if
Buller needs to make this pit stop now for jump starting. And he does. He comes into the pits to serve his drive-through penalty.
And Colpo with a solid lap time there, with a 1:30.2.
Jackson
I believe that
has
is
left
Jackson
the session.
left.
Right, we're right back in. Hold on.
Unfortunately, that might be another connection issue. So running theme with these Codemasters games.
Yes, it is, unfortunately. So,
and there has been a
Buller,
glitch. There's been a bit of a glitch on my screen. It shows that Jackson is now the leader. Meanwhile, Colpo, Fez, and Tom are basically everyone's a position down that they should be. Well, no, okay, it's re-corrected. So Jackson's back in P13, and everyone's sort of gone back up to their normal position. That might be because Jackson rejoined.
There is a battle here. Godzilla with right behind Q-Tip, and Dan was locking up his brakes again. He's really not handling this car
and there's another car around. That is Miguel, another Red Bull. So unfortunately, that's where Rossi spun yesterday in the F2 race.
Yeah.
He might have done the same thing.
Godzilla, Kimi are fighting for P6.
I've gone on board with Kimi because he's got a very good view here. Godzilla locking up going into turn 13.
Well, can Q-Tip catch up to Dammers?
As you go down into the last corner.
Pass. And Dammers locks up his brakes again.
Ooh, and so did Godzilla, only a little bit of a lock up. Jesus left the session. Yeah, everyone bites the dust, and as we go down into the first corner, there's another spinner. That is Miguel.
Godzilla is he's doing a dive bomb down the inside. Q-Tip gives him space. Oh, gets a bit of a twitch. Oh.
I'll tell you what, Kibby's got a perfect view of this. He might be bringing out the popcorn within the next few laps if he just sits here and waits for either of these two to try and, make some sort of contact. Godzilla's still behind Q-Tip as you go down to the snake section.
0.6 behind Colpo. Both of the Ferrari drivers, 1-2 at the minute.
Oh, there's another. Oh, that is a car going to the pits.
Oh, Colpo locking up his brakes there.
He might be feeling the pressure from Fez. Those two are very fast, and that gap is being whittled down.
Yeah.
And I think Colpo has made a really severe mistake because the gap is very close actually. As you come down towards the second to last corner. It seems to be Fez is a lot quicker under braking.
Charlie is also half a second behind Giotto. Needs to get a good exit out of the final corner to get right up to the back of him.
Colpo picks us up there.
Time penalty for multiple warnings.
We go down to the first corner as we go down the main straight. Will he close in?
Charlie is coming into the pits. Charlie is making a pit stop.
Is he on the softs?
Lap 6.
Oh, it's another softs.
Pit window is open for all the medium tyres. 2-stop strategy.
Actually, that's not Miguel.
Charlie's in the pits.
Sorry, no, it's Bioweapon with another spin. And Fair's looking for a move. Coming down to turn 4.
and he makes it stick.
He's made the pass. Really good camera here, actually.
Can Colpo get the switch back? No, he can't. He's really close to him.
Really close. It's not very good place on the track.
And Colpo
I was about
really
to say,
wide.
the dirty air is probably hitting there.
Right. Oof.
Really great camera shot here. You go through turn 9 and turn 10. See if the gap comes down at all.
Mate, Colpo's locking up these brakes bad, man.
Colpo's pushing.
He's going to have no tyres left soon.
Clearly tell there aren't much team orders here, because if I were them I'd say hold position, because there's a 3-second gap to Tom. If I were you, I'd just conserve your tyres.
Yes, make them last as long as you can.
You don't really want to be on those. I mean, I assume they're going to go, if they keep at this pace, maybe they'll switch to the mediums, or they'll play it safe and go to the hards. But
I think they'll probably go to hards, to be honest, just to go to the rest to the end.
And they're still on differing strategies.
Yeah.
And Miguel's retired. He's gone into the pits.
Right. Okay. Good lad. And Godzilla's made a dive bomb down on Q-Tip down into the last corner.
Ooh.
But Q-Tip is going to get the switch back. Q-Tip is getting his switch back.
There.
No, he doesn't.
And that is down as he's gone into the
Godzilla
pits.
has zoomed away.
I'm sorry. I cannot sort out the cameras. We're going on board with Branny. He's got a decent view of a battle here between Jarno and Manu. But Branny looks like he might be the one who might try and make a pass on Jarno within the coming laps. Meanwhile, we are going to go back up to this Ferrari battle. He's gone on board with Colpo. He's locking up hugely there. My God, Colpo.
Watch when and he's lost it. Oh, the back end just loses control, and this will give Thomas
and Buller,
a bit of hope here.
Buller, he's had an off track. He might have lost a bit of traction coming out of turn 3. Or coming out of turn 2.
These tyres are going to be hurting Buller now. He needs to pit.
And I did see there was a Williams, I think, that spun. I believe that was Jarno, who had a bit of a moment. However, his teammate, though, is sitting in a comfortable P5. And Colpo, I think he's made another. Well, no, we saw the mistake because the gap's opened up massively now, and he will be regretting that.
Yes, he will indeed. But Godzilla is catching Giotto. He is within a second. But Giotto's straight line speed is very, very good. And Godzilla locks up his front. Sorry for all the noise in the background, ladies and gentlemen. I've got screaming kids playing outside.
I've got a fan on full blast as well, so I don't know if that's.
And we see Colpo, Q-Tip, Kimmy
Godzilla's
in the
dived
pits.
down the pits. Godzilla's dived into the pits. He's dived up the inside of Giotto, and I believe he has got DRS as well. He does. He's going to try and pull away from Giotto. He's going to taking a good defensive line, and he's going to move back out towards the normal racing line. A bit of a lock-up coming into turn 4. And it looked like Giotto made a bit of a mistake coming out on the exit. It looks really slow.
And Dammers locks up his front right again, coming out of turn 1.
Godzilla another big lock-up. Let's look at the biggest movers quickly. Manu, he's gone up 11 places. Really good from Manu there. That may be because of the pit cycle.
Hold on a minute. Did Colpo go into pits?
Colpo's gone to the pits, yeah.
Right, so he's going to be on another set. He's on another set of softs.
Yeah. Yeah, they're fresh.
So I
think he's going to try and nurse these ones. Oh, there's a spinner. That is Ivan. It's not going to make. Unfortunately, that's not going to make much of a difference really. He's on the hard tyre, so he's maybe going to try and nurse those to the end.
Really
who's that? Oh, it's Giotto. Oh no.
Oh, no. Giotto.
He spun at turn 13. Unlucky number 13. Unlucky number 12. I got the corners mixed up. That's a shame. He was having a decent battle with Godzilla there. And Godzilla, he's gone up to first place on that pit cycle.
Yes, because Fairs and Wales pits are in the pits. Same with Giotto. Jackson is in 4th place, Manu in 3rd, Brandon in 2nd, Godzilla in 1st.
We could be seeing a little bit of a battle here. We're saying that.
Manu is Giotto's left session.
Giotto's gone in, he's got into the his AI has gone into the pits. That's probably why he jumped down so many positions.
Yeah, bear with me, I'll get him back in there.
Okay.
Right,
As
just bear with me guys, I will be popping off for a second, I won't be long.
As Manu is behind Branny coming down towards turn 9 and turn 10, we're going to go on board with him to see if he can catch up at all to Branny in that McLaren. Sketchy exit there. Doesn't look like there's many close battles at all, other than Q-Tip on Tom actually. That looks a little bit closer. And Ivan's left the session as well. He did have quite a few penalties, hopefully he doesn't retire. And Joe has joined back in, so that's good. As we're on board with Q-Tip now. Watch him closing in on Tom. Nice exit there. He might be able to, if he uses his overtake on the straight here, he could really close in that gap. And Colpo's gone fastest lap, 128.9, really blistering lap there. Will Q-Tip go for the move? He looks a little bit too far back to go down to turn 1. He's really close. He might want to try and make a move coming into the turn 4 here, coming up. So he doesn't get that dirty air through the S section. Tom defending fairly well. Joe thinks otherwise. Doesn't go for the move. But it's really close now. As he has to set the fastest first sector as well. We saw how clean that was. And Tommy's closing in on Charlie. But we're going to be watching this instead. Really clean driving here from Q-Tip. By weapon with a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings, it's not going to make much of a difference to his race. He's back in 16th. Sorry for some of the gaps on the side are only just loading in, I don't know why that's happening. As you see Q-Tip, he's going to try and make a move coming down to turn 1, he's taking the outside. He's not even using overtake, he's just using DRS. Maybe different engine mode as well, or fuel setting. It's a clean pass. Tom will have DRS, but I doubt he's going to be able to fight back coming up into turn 4. And let me check the comments quickly. It's coming up a lot on my phone. Tyre graphic, that's a good point. So let's have a look at what's going on tyre-wise. Oh, Jackson and Manu. Has Manu gone to the... Oh, Manu has gone to the pits. Okay, that's why the... Past there. What's Jota going to do? Maybe this lap will get to get past Charlie. He's on the softs, as we can see from the time map on the side. Coming down to turn 1, he's close actually, really close. You get onto that DRS really quickly. And Q-Tip is pulled away a lot from why I always pips, just calling him Tom, just so you know. As you head down through the S section, he's close. Luckily the dirty air is not really having an effect on Q-Tip's car. It was a little bit wide there, so lose a little bit of time. Colpo is a decent, actually, sorry to this battle here. Jackson and Colpo. Colpo, big lock up. Coming through turn 12. Follows on into turn 13. Jackson holding the brakes, he's looking for a good exit. Doesn't really get one. We know Colpo is a fairly aggressive driver, and he also is on those softs, so he's going to have a bit more of an advantage. He comes out to the last corner, Jackson goes a little bit wide. But he is on fairly old mediums. As you there on the side, 12 laps old, so... Oh, and there appears to be, I think there might have been a bit of a contact between Bioweapon and Ivan. It's a shame. Because of the passes, Ivan to lap him. Or sorry, lap him for the... yeah, lap him once. Well, that may be for the second time, I'm not quite sure, I haven't got the intervals up. Ooh, big lock up from Godzilla, they're going down into turn 10. Let's have a look for battles. There is... oh, I missed that. Q-Tip has got past Charlie. Is Charlie going to fight back? Different tyres, so it will be difficult. Meanwhile, further down the pack, I'll switch to this one. There's a battle between Giotto and Manu. They're both on the same tyre. However, Manu is on the newer tyre. With that not even being one lap old. So fresh as you like. And I wonder where everyone's going to be when everyone pits. As we say that, Godzilla has gone into the pits. So Brownie might oh no he won't. Colpo will inherit the lead. As there's a spin, and that is Bioweapon another time. As we've seen him do it many times before, he's had quite a few penalties. It's not his race, is it? He's going to let the leaders go by. And Q-Tip, P3, with Charlie hot behind him. Not many other battles, there is still that Giotto one, but this one looks a little bit closer. As you see, Bioweapon getting up the way there. And he's definitely not ignoring those yellow flags. No yellow flags, blue flags. Let's go down, there's quite a few battles down here, the hard runners. The two Mercedes drivers fairly close together. We're going to go on board with Tom to see what he does.
I have to apologise about this, ladies and gentlemen, but I currently have my partner on the phone.
That's okay.
Delayed phone call. I do apologise. I shall not be long. I'll try not to be anyway. Alright?
Alright.
Alright, mate. Hope everything's going alright.
Yeah. Everything's going fine at the moment, I mean...
Go on, Q-Tip! Right, won't be long.
And talking about Q-Tip, it looks like his tyres are the same age as Colpo, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. They might switch on to the mediums. As we see Charlie behind Q-Tip, he's going to make a move around the outside. Is he? No, he's not. He can't get it. And Bioweapon has retired. He's gone to the pits and retired. Not a very good day for the Red Bulls. I mean, last season the Red Bulls struggled for points. They only got points fairly late on in the season, I think, if I remember. And hopefully that trend doesn't run on this year, but it looks like it has. He's left the session as well, clearly unhappy with his race. Unfortunately, his bot will be going around on track. But we're going to be watching this battle instead between Charlie and Q-Tip. Initiate overtake, turn it back off again. Let's go on board with him again and see what that gap looks like from his point of view. Wow. Because there's a lot during the break in there. He hasn't got much ERS though. I don't know if that's going to work, but he has got DRS. Will he be quick enough down the straight? And he's going to go towards the inside. Does he make the move stick? He's forced him wide. And it hasn't worked. It was a good try from Charlie, but he has now got DRS. Looks towards the outside. Outside is kind of the favoured line when you go in like that, but Q-Tip covers off really well there. Charlie forced a little bit wide. He might have got a warning there. This track is quite sensitive when it comes to corner cutting and extending track limits. But it is very close, and talk about very close as well, there's another battle with Giotto and Manu here. We've got a great camera shot here on the helicopter. It's got a little bit, oh, it's a dirty edge. Obviously you get too close behind another driver, and unfortunately it never really worked out for the guy behind. He's going to have to work hard to get that back up. It's still within a second, so he's still going to have DRS. As you see him open up the DRS there. Another battle going on, which we'll quickly touch on before we go back to Charlie and Q-Tip 1, is Kimi and Dammers. And Kimi has been fairly close to the back of Dammers throughout a lot of the racing, and Colpo has gone into the pits. And so has Q-Tip and Charlie. Is that Charlie and Q-Tip in the pits? Yes it is, wow. Didn't expect that. I mean, I can see the 8 laps on the softs, but 10 laps on the mediums? Seems a bit short considering Godzilla and Bree Brownie did 12 laps on the mediums. Or over 12 laps on the mediums. Not many other battles going on. A little like a lock up from Dammers. We're going to go back on board with Kimi again. Again, huge lock up from Dammers there. Dammers is on the older tyres, only by a lap though. But clearly the wear's going to be hurting him here as we go into turn 10. That's usually where a lot of drivers lock up. Only a small one that time round. Kimi gets a good exit, squirts the car out the corner. He might look for a pass in this final sector, maybe even down to turn 1 of the next lap. Again, a small little lock up from Dammers here. He might be feeling the pressure a little bit from Kimi. Another good big lock up there. Another battle actually up ahead, which I might switch to if nothing happens here, because between Godzilla and Tom. And Charlie and Jan are pretty close as well. Is going? Is that no? That is Tom, I believe, in the pits, and Ivan's in the pits as well. We see Kimi's gonna make a move into turn 1. Can he get it stopped in time? Just about. It was a lovely pass. Didn't look like he locked up at all as well. It seemed perfectly clean. As you see, Dammers, he makes the move up into turn 4. Through the snake section. Who's that? That's Culper behind on those fresh mediums. Let's see what his point of view is, because he's right on the back of Kimi. Go down towards turn 9. He's going to make a nice pass here. Can he keep it? Will he lock up? No, he doesn't. Nice clean overtake there. Kimi doesn't look like he got the best exit, as Colpo's going to storm. That's the word I was looking for. Storm past Dammers. Flip over back onto turn 12. We look back on Dammers and Kimi. Lock up there from Colpo. Yeah, this is a little bit of a battle. So we're back here. Got Tom, the Pips, just called Tom, and Jarno into turn 13. I think we could be seeing a pass coming into turn 1. he's utilising that overtake button. He's got cleanly past Yano there. Won't have to worry about him down into the braking. But he might have to worry about him when it comes to DRS. Oh no, he won't. No, because I think Tom's still. Oh, Yano spun. Ah, it's a shame. I was looking forward to seeing a good battle there. Ah, that's unfortunate. Looking like he was having the possibility of a really good race there. I was looking forward to seeing those two race each other. And talking about racing each other, Giotto and Manu could be doing that in the next couple of laps. As we have 10 laps to go. Haven't seen many penalties so far, other than the drivers that have left. Everyone seems to be doing a pretty good job at keeping it clean out there. Although there may be some clips that will say otherwise later on, as there are a couple of accusations of blocking in qualifying, so I'll have a look at those. See Granny right on the back of this little group here, P4. DRS goes open. He's not using overtake. He's going to use the slipstream to his advantage. We see Kimi going up the inside. Dammers coming into turn 1. Branny holds off. Dammers a little bit of a lock up there. There's a nice little train here. And Branny out of this group, the only one on the hard tyre. He's on the fresher tyres though. So the less wear on those. Oh, and Yano has retired, he's gone to the pits. It's a shame. So that bumps Ivan back up to 15th place, which won't give him any points. And Charlie, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. As he's having a quite nice battle actually here. Looking like with Tom. We're not in the points, but clearly, I mean, we don't know about pits though, because Tom has done 15 laps on those hards. Not sure how long those will last. Below the 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. As Charlie goes up the inside. Tom, good pass there actually, really good pass. Through turn 12, into turn 13. Keep it to Q-tip in front of Charlie, but and Tom running wide there. Adala would give him the penalty because he didn't look like he gained much of an advantage. See Kimi going into the pits. He's done 12 laps on those mediums. I imagine before he goes to a soft, he might be looking for a fastest lap. And Tom going around the outside. Will he keep it? Will he keep it? He's looking for a cutback possibly. No, good defending here from Charlie. Tom to work the wheel a bit there to try and keep it in a straight line, but he's done it well. The gap's dropped off. There's a really close battle here between. And saying that, Jackson, he's gone to the inside of Dammers. Dammers, he's going to just sit behind him, coming down to turn 9, try and keep the car in a straight line. And Jackson, he is on hard so that he can take those to the end. I think now his mission will be to catch up to Branny. Now an interesting thing will be whether or not Fairs will be able to take those cars to the end. Depends on his tyre wear. I imagine he's fairly safe. But while we wait for this battle to get a little bit more interesting, we got these two alphas going at it here. Both of them in the points, so a good points finish here. The two, this will only be, I think it'll only be 3 points altogether, I think. But they are closing on Manu. And saying that, a couple drivers have gone into the pits. That is Dammers and Tom Coronel into the pits. And that has bobbed them both up to P7 and P8. And now I've lost track of the points, so I don't know what they're going to get points-wise. But they've also gone to the soft tyre, so they might be looking for a fastest lap. Although at this point it wouldn't really make much of a difference because they are outside of the points. But now Manu, he might be feeling the pressure now because he's got two very fast drivers behind him. Not saying that Manu isn't, I'm saying he's going to have to do a lot of defending to keep these guys behind him. A little bit wide there from Giotto. CQ2 getting closer and closer to Branny. Sorry, not Branny, Manu. Looking for a pass. And yet again, while we wait for this one, let's go up the field a couple positions to Jackson and Branny. I don't think Jackson's going to be using it. Oh, he is using overtake, okay. Didn't have much of it. Oh, he's getting come back off of it. I imagine he's going to spend the majority of the lap trying to conserve that overtake for those, or for that pit straight. He's right behind Branny. He could be seeing a move soon. Codzilla with a 3-second time penalty. He's in second place at the moment. And, yep, Kimi with the fastest lap. He's one position away from getting that extra point for the fastest lap. Because he's in 11th at the moment. The gap, unfortunately, is 6 seconds, so it's going to mean that Tom's going to get really unlucky for Kimi to get any points. And let's move back down to this battle here between Tom and Charlie. Oh, and while we do that, side by side, up towards turn 12, side by side, difficult corner to go side by side with. Who's going to go off track? Branny looking for a cutback. Oh, good defending from Jackson. And Jackson is the highest of all the drivers that moved up from F2. He's doing a really good job here, showing off his pace. He did a couple sit-in races last season, and I think his best, I'm not sure about his best race result, but I think his best qualifying result was about 3rd or 4th, but unfortunately one of his really good qualifying positions, unfortunately the race was actually cancelled, as we see Branny going up the inside. Oh, they're being careful. Oh, there's contact. And Branny he's gone off track, and Jackson's pulled away. And I think Branny might feel hard done by there. I think Branny looked like he was trying to wait for Jackson to see where he was. And unfortunately, I think Jackson just didn't see Branny, and he came back down, and there was contact. Unfortunate there. And you see, well, we've got a good view of 2 battles here, with Manu and Giotto. Clearly, Q-Tip did get past Manu. And now it's just time for Giotto to try and get past Manu. One with a bit of a closer gap is this one back here between Tom, Coronel and Dammers. Lock up there from Dammers. Is he going to send it? He doesn't send it. And Eric says, where are the RP? Well, we got Manu in P7 in a solid point scoring position. Really good from him. However, Ivan hasn't been so lucky. He's back down in 15th, unfortunately. And it doesn't look like... Oh, a bit sketchy there through turn 12. You see, he caught it fairly well. He managed to catch it really early on, so that the thing didn't slide. Meanwhile, it's bunched up a little bit here in the midfield. As you see, the battle for... I don't know what position this is. He's in P... you see Tom in P10, he might be able to catch up to this battle, but Charlie, right on the back of... Oh, Giotto, he sent it up the inside. Will he keep it? Will he keep it? Will he keep it? He's on the outside. Oh my god, no! And Charlie's being pushed along here. Oh no! There's contact between the two, side by side. And Giotto, I don't know... we're going to have to see another clip from... We're going to see it from a few other angles. From that angle there, it just looked like he got too close. It almost looked like Giotto was too far wide, and I think he kind of thought, okay, I'm going to have to pull back onto the track here. And unfortunately, Charlie was in the way, and he just kept pushing him along, so that means Charlie's back in P13. That's a real shame. It looked like he was in a really good point scoring position there. He was bringing home the points for Haas, and now he's announced a Haas 12-13. And Cole right there. Leon looks like he'll be busy tomorrow. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. And not many exciting gaps here. Everyone looks fairly spread out. We've got 4 laps to go. So got Bears, who's up in the lead, a really comfortable lead. I say that he's 3 seconds in front of Godzilla, but really good podium for Godzilla here, splitting the Ferraris. It doesn't look like Holber's going to be catching up to Godzilla anytime soon. So this could be the podium. And I think it's too late now to have or to see any safety cars at the moment. Unfortunately, Trigger's left the session. I think his PlayStation might have timed out and it might have turned off. Buller goes up to P13 because Charlie went to the pit, so I assume that's for wing damage, or because he scuffed the tyres from the amount of time he was, locked up, sliding. Finally, we've got a gap that's within a second. Kimi and Giotto. Oh, that's the wrong button. And Leon saying, I definitely want to see Giotto's on board there. Yeah, so would I. I could have switched mid-crash, but I think it'd be better if we saw a more comprehensive kind of look and actually got a bit, not mid-crash. As you see, Kimi here, right on the back of Giotto, we could be seeing a pass in the next few corners. He's got enough overtake, he might run out down the straight, but it will help him a lot coming into turn 1. We see the closing speed is remarkable when it comes to overtake. We'll switch back to Giotto. Giotto is on old tyres though, 17 lap pole hards, which is really nursing those around. And Buller as well. Imagine he's nursing those hards as well, 16 laps old as well. Who else as well? Fairs. And I'll tell you what, that gap has closed in a lot. There might have been a mistake. Oh, Manu. Manu with a 3-second time penalty, that will put him back to 8th. If you look at the gaps, I think he might be safe to get 9th place. That's a shame there. Let's see quickly, there aren't many. So QCB is within a second, but that's not enough really for a good battle on the same with Tom. Once that gets to maybe 4/10 a second, 2 or 4/10, I'll probably have a look at that. Now, if Godzilla keeps it together, I'm not sure about penalties. I would check them, but I want to see what's going on the track and then focus on that before. And now that has caught my attention. Tom right on the back of Giotto. This is a battle for 1 championship point, and 1 point doesn't sound a lot, but I think in terms of the championship, in terms of a whole season, you never know, that might have the difference between you getting a certain position or even staying in F1, as there is the knockout system. As good cut back there, really good cut back there from Tom Coronel as he gets past Giotto. Giotto, yet again though, he is on those old hard tyres, so it is understandable. Godzilla, he's closing down that gap a lot. Big lock up there from Branny as we cycle back up towards Godzilla. If Godzilla keeps at this pace on these tyres, he might be able to get within DRS on the last lap, but the amount of lockups, it's not looking very likely. There's an interesting gap here between Q-Tip and Branny. Well, I'm going to keep my eye on that P1 to P2 gap. I don't think Godzilla will win. Fez is going to have to really mess up. But I'm still keeping my eye on it, as I think that Ivan has gone to the pits. I'm not sure what for exactly. Maybe it's to serve a drive-through or something, I don't know. Because he's saying he's still on the same soft. Titan Games? Nope. So we're probably going to be stick behind this until Fairs goes around the last corner and we'll watch him go across the line. As you see Q-Tip, he's looking for the outside, he's going to try and go for some sort of cutback. Just sit behind Branny, he's going to take that slipstream, he's going to use what little overtake he has, he's going to use DRS. He's on low fuel, he's going to use all of it to try and get past. He's got past Branny comfortably there. Oh, wait, oh no, overreaction. Godzilla is under a second behind. Oh, Godzilla, he's caught it well there. That was a great catch, that could have been a lot worse. It means that Fairs is he's going to have to spin in this last corner if Godzilla's going to win it. There's no way he's going to get him back down to the line. Big lock up there going to the last corner. But we see Fairs coming across the line to take the checkered flag. And he wins the first round of Season 3. Great race from Fairs there. You see Colpo coming across the line, he's going to take third place. Jackson P4. An amazing race for him, his first race in Formula 1 for this league. Oh, and Damas and Giotto swapping positions there. It's not going to be anything in terms of points, but Jackson P4, great finish there. Q-Tip P5. Branny P4. Oh, penalties, of course, yeah. Tom, that means that Tom goes 6th place. Oh, I'm not caught up at all. I'm really slow on this. I think we'll wait for everyone to cross the line and then we'll go over the results once everyone has finished. You see Buller coming across the line. Disappointing race. Came in as a reserve. I had high hopes for Buller, but unfortunately it just hasn't exactly gone his way. And who's going to be driver of the day? It's Jackson. As I said before, great race from Jackson. He is the highest finisher from all the F2 graduates. As you see Fairs lifting up the trophy for a great win. Right, let's look at the race results. As we see, Fairs first place, followed by Godzilla, Colpo, Q-Tip, Brannigan in 5th, Tom, or Wales Pips in 6th, Jackson in 7th, Kimmy in 8th, Tom in 9th, and Manu in 10th place, followed by Damas, Giotto, Buller, Charlie, let's get down there, Ivan, Jarno, Bio, and Miguel. So fastest lap of that race goes to Ivan. Okay. He probably had a lot of clean air though. And let's look at the highest finisher who did the 2-stop. That was Colpo. After he melted those soft tyres, he managed to nurse his... well, no, he didn't nurse them at all. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, I imagine we are going to now get the podium finishers in for an interview. I don't know when Clint's going to be back. And, yeah, Carl had a timing glitch for sure. Well, he did it halfway through the race, but I think that P4 was fairly well deserved. And I'm going to invite the podium finishers quickly. Bear with me a second, I'm just trying to get their PSN so that I can actually invite them in. any, just quickly, are there any questions, for anyone still watching, are there any questions that you guys have for the drivers that you want me to ask at all? So, of course, the podium finishers were race winner, Fairs, second place, Godzilla, and third place was Colpo, so a Ferrari 1-3. So I'll put it in chat if there are any questions that you want to ask. Sorry, just one more person to invite, and then hopefully we'll be able to get into this. Hello there.
Oh, hi.
Just inviting a few others, and
Yeah, sure.
we will be in. Alright, if I've invited them, hopefully they will be able to accept it.
Colpo, is it Colpo and Ferris?
Yeah, those two need to join.
Wait a second. I'll not put them anyway.
Okay.
Ferris has to go.
Okay.
Can I ask you who Brandon King is, by the way? Like, what's his PSN? Because I was a bit confused with the drivers.
It's Branny.
Oh. No, it's not. Anyways.
Anyway, you know what? While we're waiting for them, I'll ask you some questions, because it was a well-deserved P2 actually, considering, well, I mean, honestly, I can't remember. Where did you qualify? And
11th on mediums.
wow. So getting that P2, would you say that's down to the strategy, or would you say that's down to your overall pace on the track?
I would say it's more down to the strategy because it wasn't like flat out racing. It was the best strategy on the day probably, but at the same time at the beginning I was 14 seconds behind Ferris at one point because he could just break away in front and I was stuck behind the slow guys. And in the end I couldn't make my way through them quick enough, and that's why he won the race. Got a penalty as well while overtaking, so it's a totally deserved win for him, but it's a good start for us as well.
Yeah. Towards the end there, the gap was really close. Fez was on some really old tyres, and you kept closing in every lap. That gap kept getting like smaller and smaller. Do you think, like, given a few more laps, you could have caught Fez and you could have gone for the win?
Honestly, I think if I wouldn't have had that penalty at the middle of the race, maybe I would have pushed a lot more, and I knew there was no way I was catching up to him, so in the end I wouldn't try a silly overtake that could have... Who knows what would have happened on the last lap, because last lap overtakes, historically, especially in Torpedo League, don't go too well.
Yeah.
So I just consolidated the...
Two more questions. Were you at all worried about Colpo. Oh, talk about Colpo. Here he is.
Yeah, talk about the devil. Hi, Colpo.
Yeah. But were you at all
To be
worried about
honest,
Colpo being behind you, considering how fast he was?
yeah, I saw he was very fast, but at the end of the day, I know the mediums degrade quite quick, so I wasn't especially worried about him. He was mighty quick. I think we were quite even on pace if he wasn't even faster, but it was a poor strategy for him. If he went with Paris, they would have probably won the race together. But
I have to say that Eddie on hard was flying. I was trying to catch him and I couldn't touch him.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that. That start of the race was I'm going to ask a couple questions for Colpo, and then I'll ask you a question for both of you.
Yes.
So, right at the start of the race, you were pushing really hard. Like, you were locking up a lot. Do you kind of regret that now? Thinking, if you maybe held it back a little bit, you could have maybe, I don't know, finished in a higher position?
No, I was just pushing from the start. I did a great start. I have to say me at first. And so, yeah, I said on first, I think that I would not do something crazy. Like we both fast.
Yeah.
I think that I will not do that. So I think I was pushing in a safe mode.
Yeah. So, were you confident that you were going to get a podium throughout the race, or were there any points where you thought, kind of a bit annoyed that you think you could have done better?
I have to say that for I was like, I'm not going today. I'm going to win. And then I peaked and I saw first was going on hard. And I say, okay, well, I might give a 5. And then Eddie was like 9 seconds ahead of me. Like, oh my god, how can I pass? So when I put the mediums, and I was flying on the first 2 laps, I saw the gap getting down a little bit, but and at some point they stayed there. So it was like, oh, we are P3, that's it.
Okay, question for both of you. So the next 2 tracks are Baku and Zandvoort. Which tracks do you think you're going to do better at? Starting with Colpo.
Oh, I hope Baku.
Yeah.
At the Zandvoort, I'm not so good. I have to say Baku. I hope Bahrain is better. Bahrain.
they're still not happy with the 1-3.
In France, we are pushing through the first race, but we will not crash each other. That's the match. And yeah, we hope we can win.
And Godzilla, same with you. Same question. Baku or Zandvoort? Which one do you think you're going to do better at?
Oh, definitely Zandvoort. Definitely Zandvoort. I prefer it. I think we can do better. We can do good at both.
Mark my word, I will smash.
I'm going to hold you to that. So,
Mark my
thank you
words,
guys.
I will hit the castle section at Baku. Oh yeah.
Alright, well, thank you guys. Great race.
Yeah, thank you
Hopefully
for
you
having
guys
us.
can provide the same sort of entertainment next week. And yeah, look forward to it.
Thanks a lot. Good luck. Good luck to everything.
Yeah, good luck to you, man. Let's see each other on the podium as often as possible.
Like today.
Of course. Yeah,
Okay.
goodbye.
Alright, thank you guys.
Bye.
Okay, well, really great race there. Hope you lot that are still watching enjoyed it. Apparently there's 2 viewers, I'm pretty sure I'm one of them. Yeah, thank you very much for watching the race. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, commentating on it. Unfortunately, Clint was not able to commentate throughout the rest of it, but I'm sure he'll be able to do it next week. And yeah, before we go, just of course got to do those toxic shout outs. Make sure you go follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitch, and make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. and like the stream as well. It helps us with our egos and with the league. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.